I think Africa has a lot of difficulties. One of the first challenge that we need to really tackle is the self-esteem of Africans. We need to build African self-esteem. We need to be able to give the message that African can. It is true. We don't. There's no fight about that. We don't need to prove it, but we need to give back that confidence to some Africans, male and female both, and say that they have the solutions to their problems, but they just need to take the courage and the confidence to implement those solutions, because nobody else is going to solve the problems. And so the first thing that we need to do is really to build the confidence of African. The second thing maybe that we need to do is to start building more knowledge in terms of the new technologies that are available around the world, and how Africans can really tap into that knowledge and adapt it to their environment and then grow. Obviously, some of the other problems are more political, that we need to address. There are issues in terms of creating the right environment for people to be able to prosper. The political, the economical environment that will make entrepreneurs succeed. There will always be problems. Even when we have solved one, there will be other problems coming up. And sometimes we don't even know what the problems of the future will be. But what we need to do is to start preparing the younger generations today. We need to be thinking, especially in Africa, we need to be thinking about our educational system and how we're preparing the youth, not only to solve the problems of today, but also to solve the problems of tomorrow. And to me, that's one of the ways in which we can solve the problem. Second thing that I would say about solving problems in Africa, we need to start looking back also at our governments and asking our governments to really take part in the activities, especially when it comes to innovations. We need to get our government to get involved and to participate in innovation. Not just innovating in technology, but innovation in even in the laws, in the legal system, innovating in the economic environment. And to me, that is one of the solutions that we can have. It's about also bringing all the actors together. We really need to get one person can't solve this issue. So, or these issues, we need to get everybody involved and taking part in solving the problem. I am a firm believer that technology can actually enable African countries to leapfrog and to perhaps catch up with the rest of the world. There has been great technologies being developed on the continent to solve the problems of our continent and also to solve problems outside the continent. And this is what even Africa can also bring to the rest of the world in terms of its technology and how it is solving human-centered problems in Africa, and hopefully solving that for the rest of the world. We are more concerned in Africa with issues of the human and putting the human at the center, perhaps because obviously we've had perhaps in the past century the most pain and the most suffering, so we're very concentrating on solving the problem for the human. In so many ways. Let me take an example of an entrepreneur that I've worked with for the past year, Alan Teff, who's developed a technology for mothers, post and prenatal care. And using SMS, simple SMS, he's able to send messages to mothers about doctor's appointment, about vaccinations, and also about nutrition. And this is saving lives in Africa. This is saving lives in Cameroun, in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone. And hopefully technologies like this can be replicated across the continent, and why not across the world? Because a mother in Africa is not too different to a mother in France or in England. And that vital information that could save her life and that of her baby can come, using technology. And that's the beauty of it. And these solutions are being developed in Africa. Cameroon has a particular advantage that we are a country in Cameroon that speaks both French and English. So we are able to really service the rest of the continent. We have Nigeria next door, who's an English-speaking country, and we have Congo and République Centrafricaine, also a French country. So we are able to service the people because of our language heritage. So recently I was visiting Nigeria and I found a book called Africa Most Modernized, and the author talks about that Africa needs to modernize, but he's also talking about some of the beliefs that we have in Africa that we've somehow adopted, and we've never asked ourselves questions about where these beliefs or adopted beliefs are coming from. So it's calling up Africans really to start thinking and questioning some of our belief systems, and I think it's very inspiring, and I think everybody should read this book, because it's really calling us to really question some of the beliefs, whether it is our position, religion, on so many topics of society.